9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff.
Goals pitching downrange.
Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
We're just about 40 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 clearing the tower at Space Launch Complex 40 and making its way to orbit. We are currently throttling down the Merlin 1D engines on the first stage in preparation for the point of max Q. That's the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Maximum aerodynamic pressure is the point when the highest stresses are experienced by the vehicle during the ascent.
Q.
With that, we are through the highest stresses on the vehicle. Coming up, we've got several events back to back. The first of those is main engine cutoff, or MECO. There we'll shut down the 9 Merlin 1D engines in preparation for stage separation. Stage separation is where pneumatic pushers will separate the first and second stages. And then we'll have second engine start number 1. We just heard a call out for MVAC chill-in, so we've begun chilling in the turbopumps in preparation to start the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage. While the second stage engine is burning, the first stage will be performing a flip maneuver, and then it will do a boost back burn. That boost back burn will ignite 3 of the Merlin 1D engines to make the first stage's way back towards land, since we are attempting a land landing today with this first stage. So again, those events back to back: MECO, stage separation, first stage flip, second engine start number 1, and then the boost back burn.
Stage 1 shutdown.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
Stage 1 boost back startup.
So there is those 5 events. Awesome shots from the ground. You can see the first stage boosting away. That was on the left part of your screen, and the second stage continuing to burn. Now this burn on the first stage will last about 47 seconds. And the second stage is going to continue burning for a while. It will complete its burn until the T+8 minutes and 20 or so second mark. Shortly after the boost back burn ends, the next major milestone will be fairing separation. You'll see that on the right-hand side of your screen.
Stage 1 boost back shutdown.
So there is successful shutdown of the boost back burn. You're seeing some pulses there from the ground from our attitude control system. We use nitrogen gas as our attitude control medium, and it helps us keep pointed in the correct direction. Here you can see the bursts firing on the first stage on the left-hand side of your screen, as we are also deploying our grid
Fairing
fins.
separation confirmed.
On the right-hand side of your screen, you just saw fairing separation. We may get a view of those fairing halves. In fact, you can see it on the right-hand side of your screen, just behind the Merlin vacuum. Heading back to planet Earth, we will be attempting to recover both of these fairing halves once they land back in the water on a recovery vessel named Bob. Now, if you're just joining us, welcome. We're about 4.5 minutes into today's mission. We're in the first of 2 Merlin vacuum burns. First burn will last until about the T+8 minute and 20 second mark. Next major milestone will be the first stage's entry burn. First stage is on the left-hand side of your screen. And we're now looking at a view down the body of the first stage past 2 of the grid fins back at planet Earth. Now we execute the entry burn in order to slow down the first stage before hitting the densest parts of the Earth's atmosphere.
Vehicles are on a nominal trajectory.
Without that burn, we'd be only using the atmosphere to slow down the Falcon 9, and that puts a lot of extra stresses on the rocket. So we ignite 3 of those Merlin 1D engines to slow down as we hit the thickest parts of the Earth's atmosphere. We had an on-time liftoff, 9:56 a.m. Eastern Time, from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. And we're carrying the Transporter 6 mission on the second stage right now. It's SpaceX's 6th dedicated smallsat rideshare program and our first mission of 2023. We're targeting at least 3 dedicated rideshare flights to sun-synchronous orbit per year. And we also offer opportunities to ride to orbit on our Starlink missions, which launch about once a week. Now, these smallsats can ride to space on our Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, and the Starship vehicle in the not-too-distant future. You can see that the grid fins have deployed on the first stage. We've got 4 of these hypersonic grid fins near the top of the stage. And once we get into the thicker parts of the atmosphere, it's only the grid fins that do the steering. To make our way back to landing zone 1, you can actually see the Space Coast of Florida there on the left-hand side of the screen. Next major event coming up in about 15 seconds. That's the first stage's entry burn, where we'll ignite 3 of the Merlin 1D engines.
Stage 2 FTS has safed.
Now keep an eye on the speed of the first stage in the lower left corner of your screen. You'll see that
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
drop off dramatically as the entry burn is slowing us down. Pretty quick burn. This one will last about 20 or so seconds.
Nominal trajectory.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And there is successful shutdown of those Merlin engines. Now, as we are slowing down, re-entering the Earth's atmosphere, if you're in the Florida area, you may hear some sonic booms.
Stage 1 FTS has safed.
We are attempting to recover this booster for the 15th time today, targeting this landing at landing zone 1. We've got just one more burn, which is the landing burn on the first stage. We'll ignite just a single center Merlin engine. That'll happen just before touchdown.
Stage 1 transonic.
On the right-hand side of your screen, we've got a ground view of stage 1. You can see the center engine has
Stage 1 landing
ignited.
burn.
We'll expect to see the 4
Stage
landing
2
legs
terminal
deploy
guidance.
for a soft touchdown at landing zone 1. Now, during this, we'll also hear a call out of second engine cutoff on the second stage.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Seco.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
So landing is complete. We also heard a call out there for Seco.
Nominal parking orbit.
Seco is second engine cutoff number 1. We just heard a call out as well for nominal parking orbit. And with that, we have landed the Falcon 9. It's our 161st landing of an orbital class rocket. This booster's 15th. Now coming up, our next major event will be in about 45 minutes. That is for second engine start number 2. And that'll be followed shortly by payload deploy of the first 35 payload deployment events.